Your brand isn't just a logo. It's the heartbeat of your handmade business. In this video, we're gonna uncover the soul of your brand so you can build a business that's not just pretty, but powerful. When I first started my handmade business, it just really felt chaotic. Like things were messy, stuff was all over the place. I really didn't know or have a clear message. I didn't know what colors I wanted to use. I didn't know my mission statement yet, where I wanted to take my business, who I wanted to help, how I wanted to show up. I really didn't know any of these things. Like I had to learn this as time went on. The more I started helping people, the more I started to create products and just really show up, the customers started to help guide my mission, as well as my values and the things that I wanted to stand for and be known for started to really show up even more. And then one of my mentors recommended that I read this book called Building a Brand Story by Donald Miller. And it's just a really good book to help you get clear on your brand message. Coca-Cola, some of the biggest brands, Apple, the message is very clear. And when you see it, you know it, you feel it. And that's what I really wanted for my brand. And so I wanted to get something that I could put my hands on to really read and just learn how to go about making my brand more clear. So after reading this, that's when I started to focus on, what products I wanted to put out, how I wanted them to look. I created a mission statement not too long ago. I didn't have one of those. You learn that I went to school for business and you learn that you should have those things, but you never really take them seriously and you don't know why, they're teaching you this stuff because it's so important. And if I would have sat down and actually thought about all of these things before I actually started my business, I could have really been accomplishing a lot of things a whole lot faster. But you live and you learn. And if I would have had the Handmade CEO Academy and all these things that I'm trying to create to help you guys, I would have learned a lot of this stuff faster. But creating a business is not easy, and creating your brand and having your message out there is not easy as well. So when you have some guidance, it just helps you speed things up a little bit. And then after I got more clear on my message and my brand, that's when things started to align and I actually started selling more, building my confidence, and my business started to take off. It just completely changed the vibe of my shop and my social media and my brand. There are 4 brand elements that I want to talk about in this video that we do go deeper into in the Handmade CEO Academy, but I want to talk about them because I feel like they're really important to the brand that you're building. So you got to know, to start off with, your mission. What are you set out there to do? What are you, when I first started, my mission was to just teach people how to sew and create handmade bags through instructional YouTube videos, tutorials. And I was really bad at creating tutorials at first, and I'm still learning. And as time go on, I try to make my videos more clear and put the measurements on there and describe every piece of material that I'm using to create what I'm using. I don't make patterns for every single bag, but I do try to give all the details in the video, all the measurements in the video. And of course, if you guys have questions about anything, you definitely can always ask me. Like, I'll give you anything that I know. That's what I'm doing this all for, to share what I know, so that way it can help you. But that was my mission at first. And then as time went on and I started to actually pick up in my business and sell more things, I felt like people really want to know sometimes how to turn their passion into a profitable business. And then my mission turned into how to help women turn their creativity into confidence and income by teaching them how to sew, sell, and succeed in their handmade business. And there's the values of your business. That's the second piece to a really sustainable. This is the heartbeat of how you run your business. How you show up in your Etsy shop or your Shopify store. When people reach out to me and ask me questions, I try to respond back as fast as I possibly can. Give them the answers they're looking for. If they have questions about the product, if they send me measurements, I thank them. I give them, my utmost professionalism that I could possibly give, but also be a real person and be friendly and be kind. If someone has an issue, I try to resolve it. If something was made wrong and it's my fault, I try to fix it. Just how do you show up in your business? What your shop looks like. Is it clean? Do you have clean photos? Do you have, does the brand of your shop go along with the brand of everything else that you have? Your social media, what is the clear message that you have across all platforms? Does it look the same? Do you use the same logo and everything? I changed my logo to go on everything to look the same. The same profile picture that I have on YouTube, I have on Instagram, I have on TikTok. I have the name of everything the same on every platform. My product name is Girly Girl. The 2 G's, I came up with that. I did get help finding someone to help me create my logo. So you can go on places like Fiverr and Upwork. I went on Fiverr and I found someone who was really nice, and I gave her my vision and she created the logo for me. So I was super excited to just change my logo and make that what I wanted to put on every single product that I make. And then I found someone to print those logos for me onto a little bag tag that I can add to all of my products on Etsy. I think I've shared that in one of my videos, the Etsy shop that I use for that. But there's so many ways to print your logo and put them on little tags so you can put them inside your products. But if you have any questions about that type of stuff, just let me know. But that is all a part of just learning over time. I didn't sit down and think about these things until I had to go through it all. But that's why I'm trying to help you guys come up with ideas now so you can get all of these things together to really start your brand very strong and very confident so it will last. The third piece to your brand is the personality of your brand. I want my brand to be really fun and feminine and girly, and that's why there's a lot of pink. And I use a lot of lace on some of my products. I want it to be also very simple. The Bible bags that I make, they only come in certain colors. I don't want to overwhelm myself because it's just me, and I am doing a bunch of other things like YouTube. And I also work a part-time job, so I want to have systems in place that are really easy for me to consistently make products that have quality in them. Feminine women just would love. You can use the Bible covers on other books as well. It doesn't have to be for a Bible. And you could use the bags for other books as well. It doesn't have to be for a Bible. It could just be a book bag. It could just be, but the way you position your product sometimes is how they sell. I initially made the bag for my Bible, so that's why it became a Bible bag. And then I made the cover for my Bible as well, and that's why they became the Bible covers. But you can use them in any way you want to. So other people can purchase these products for other reasons, because I don't have, a lot of crosses and different religious things all over them, but I do have the patches now that I really like, and you can customize those items if you want to make them more faith-based, if you like to have scriptures and sayings on them and things like that. But for now, I keep it very simple, and just keep it very classy, very just elegant. So that leads into the fourth piece of your brand, which is the visual style of your brand. The photos that you use, you want them to be very clean so people can see the products and see what's going on. Who you work with. There's been a few people that reach out to me to collaborate. And the two ladies that I've worked with so far, I really love Kylie Joe and also Gabby. Those two girls was perfect for my brand. Gabby loves everything pink and floral, and Kylie Joe is just one of the sweetest Christian women that I know. And I'm just super excited to have met them both. Doing what I do now has allowed me to become friends with a lot of different people that I just enjoy building relationships with, and hopefully that I can work with for years to come, because they are aligned with me and with my brand, and they just make me feel like what I'm putting out into the world is attracting my tribe and the people who I want to be associated with me and with my business. So I'm very protective over my brand. I don't want to be working with people that could tarnish my brand in any kind of way. If I can help others, and it can also help me and my business. So when your mission, your values, your personality, and your visual style come together, these four pieces are very important for your brand. And it just really sets a clear message. And your marketing just starts to work with you and not against you. So if you haven't read this book by Donald Miller, I suggest you go check it out. And also download the Brand Clarity Worksheet if you would like it. I'll leave it in the description below. Also, if you'd like to be a part of the Handmade CEO Academy, it's only $10, and I think you're going to find a lot of value. It's packed with about 50 PDF worksheets that's going to really help you set up your handmade business to just be an amazing business for years to come. I am working on adding tons of more videos to it to help out as well, in addition to all of the documents and the PDFs and the worksheets. So as I find the time to do all these things, because being a handmade CEO is definitely not easy when you're the one person doing everything. So I appreciate your patience. I appreciate you working with me. But this branding piece is super important, you guys. I can't stress it enough. Thank you so much for being a part of the So Girly Bags family. And I also want to give a big, huge shout out to our 4 new Sewphie Circle members: Hadassah, Mary Kay, Angie, and Loyal B. You guys are amazing for believing in me and actually wanting to be a part of the Sewphie Circle family. And I'm excited to share all of the perks that I have in the membership. As the membership grows, things are going to get even better. So I can't wait to send you a free gift. One of you will be getting a free gift for the month of September. So I'm excited to send that to you. And just if there's any products that you would like in my Etsy shop, don't forget you have a 15% discount that you can use. So use your discount code on things like patterns and products. So you guys are going to get exclusive videos and get the real deep dives into this whole handmade sewing journey. You know, I'm excited to meet all of you one day. Maybe I'll go live so I can just really create some products with you and just get your feedback so that way we can create wonderful things together and put some products into this world that people will love. So if anybody else would love to be a member of the Sewphie Circle, join the channel and let's make our sewing circle bigger and bigger and bigger, because it's a lot of fun and I've been enjoying and loving every step of this journey. If you want to learn more about building your handmade business, check out the video that's on screen next, and I'll see you in that video.